Hello, this is Solomon, and we are going to look at four 1v1s on Blitz. Facing Panzer Shooter, who's better than most of the player base, so we're going random. I got Soviets versus France, which on this map is a very brutal matchup. France can't really win this. Or it's very difficult. I think UK might have a worse time, I don't know. But anyway, so Panzer Shooter does the wrong thing, and we'll see in just a second what the wrong thing is. I, of course, just doing. So I send out two shell keys since I know these have to be bunkers, at least some of these trucks. So yeah, I send out two shell key. The software from getting closer. Then I start teching. Four barracks. Our base, artillery base, just standard. Then he does two Maginot, which is like super stupid. Because the thing is, I can just go around these like I'm already doing with the shell key. It's 40 each. This will delay his defeat if he puts him in important areas like this, but it guarantees that you'll lose because he spent too much money on stuff I can just go around. Like, I'm just gonna go around it. It'd take me an extra 20 seconds to win. Like, whoop-de-doo for him. So yeah, as France, I would say maybe some zero depot or one depot cheese. I would say a double armor base or something like that is your best bet probably. Artillery's gonna take too long to be effective. Like you're only getting off like one or two barrages, like one barrage before they're at your base, pretty much. If the person splits up their infantry, then yeah, artillery won't do much. So yeah, I just capture this since it forces him to build a barracks, which is 25. So like yeah, and he has to build a light infantry. It's just so much, and he also loses some of the income from the supply trucks that went to me. So yeah, in order to get, so I started seeing this guy over this way, and decided to get a artillery anti-base and ISU 122 to handle the Maginot. Start working my way through this. Also get a third depot soon. These guys are going around. I think I get a third depot. Okay, yeah, so I move it forward since basic assault guns have god awful damage, so you want it as close as possible so it hits, so it's more accurate and hits more to shells. This is artillery a lot. Like just a little bit closer actually does a ton for artillery accuracy. Like a surprising amount. Like artillery is a lot more effective closer. The only exception is light artillery. That's just really accurate anyway, whatever reason. The medium, heavy, rocket artillery, assault guns. If you can get them closer. I would say. Like just a little bit helps a lot with accuracy. Yeah, this happens. About to die. Magnet's about to die. This is happening. He surrenders. Yeah, okay, third depot here. Holy shit, assault guns are so inaccurate. That's why I get them closer, so they actually hit their shells more often too. Yeah, he just shoot, surrenders. His Magna bunker's about to die, and I have a bunch of infantry everywhere and flanking. Like, he just can't do anything. This, okay, these next three replays are a bit more interesting. Italy versus US, both at random. Italy has a, I would say, uniquely strong opening with barracks because they can make tanks off of the barracks, which forces anti-tank or armor response from the enemy pretty much. If you just go per infantry, Italy can just make like two Veloz on top of the M11s and Veloz kill infantry really quickly. Yeah, double barracks. I build a barracks right away right here so I can get the tech out earlier. Enemy does armor-based barracks. Do depot, which is standard. So I decided to make a Veloce. Especially on this map, Italian Veloce, you can get it to the enemy HQ fairly easily, depending on what you're doing. Since it's so fast, especially a Blitz, like it's ridiculous. You can camp your base and kill engineer tracks and whatnot. Kill income. Yeah, we got some Stewarts and some Lees. Start pumping out the M11s. Top of the heavy infantry. Really staggered approach, which is not that good, but whatever. Start sending the heavy infantry forward so they can do damage when they. Okay, this guy plays fanaticism, which is kind of stupid. Blitz would have been a lot better. Like he's gonna lose to Stewart anyway, so. So he plays both, but fanaticism was unnecessary. Is what I'm saying. Stewart dies. And then the velocity flank. I fuck up. Not microing properly with these guys. More heavy infantry coming out. Up. Okay, the mistake US is doing, they don't have any heavy infantry. Because they need heavy infantry to negate my own heavy infantry. Because, like, Lees are just kind of garbage. They don't have enough. Like, he's gonna lose these two. Like, Lees are just suck too much. They're not mobile enough. They just die to infantry. You're not super careful with them. Even Shior is just really difficult to use. Like, Blitz is mandatory on Lees when fighting infantry. If he had his own infantry, he could zone and screen for the Lees, which is what you do. Like, you don't go Lees and Stewarts is weird. You either go per Stewart since they're mobile enough to stay away from infantry fairly easily if you're paying attention. Lees you build with an infantry screen, like one or two Lees on top of a bunch of infantry. You're just using the Lees to give you the edge in the fight. Although in this situation, you also use it to fight off the M11s and the loss. Lees and Stewarts is just really weird. Like Lees and infantry screen, or the Stewarts, then later infantry screen. At least on like infantry is so good. I also snipe the Willies. Kill another Lee over here. I fuck up with my micro, so it's gonna take a while for these guys. Taking these guys over here. Get behind. Okay, so this is really spicy. So he just built this Lee right here. So he has 0 income. Since no more supply convoys have reached his base, unless he's been saving income, but he hasn't, which we're about to see. So he's at 0 right now, or like 2 from HQ generation, but I have my Veloce over here, so I can just snipe his convoy, so he's not actually getting any real income, so he can't build a tank to stop my Veloce. So yeah, I killed the Stewarts over here. Don't kill these guys, unfortunately, because I fucked up my micro. I didn't properly encircle. This shit's dying. I'm just killing so much income right now. Each of these trucks is 3. Yeah, it's 3. That is so much. Is that 4? Oh, is that 12 total? So 36 supply? Like, holy shit. Finally killed easily. These Stewarts I kill. Another fucking group. Oh wait, let me think. That's 18 more. Oh wait, I get these trucks? Right now it's 45. Okay, so I kill 48 supply with 1 Veloc. Like, that's so much. Yeah, a 3rd depot. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Like, he doesn't have any of his own heavy infantry and have map control since I have infantry all over in these town squares they can't do anything about. Like, Lees need an infantry screen. And that, did they really not see me put infantry in here? Like, this is just ridiculous. I don't know why I did this. It was never gonna work. And these guys right here too, I start. Why just send them after the armor base? So yeah, I could like just kill those leads. I have these guys going over here. He has no money. If I have, I don't know if I have a ruse. It wouldn't surprise me if I didn't have one. But like if I do, I can just blitz the armor base, capture it, or even blitz past the armor base. Since I can just camp the armor base and kill whatever comes out of it, and then capture the barracks. Since yeah, if he only has GI, it's like they're just gonna die. Okay, now we have Germany versus Japan. Okay, so Kansas Shooter did win one game. He Stuart rushed over here on the right and killed my depot, so I just surrendered since one depot is gonna lose to two depots. No point in playing that out. Oh, and I was playing Italy and I fucked up my I tried to research heavy infantry instead of just building them 11s, which was a mistake. But okay, let's get to this match. So I do two depot, barracks, and airfield. The German air is really standard. You can do air on this map. You can probably do it as US2 actually. Like it's still really risky. The enemy can rush you, but the reason air kind of works on this map is because there's like the depots and production are so far apart. Like you're in tons of different sectors. Like depot sector, production sector, production sector. Like holy shit, you can't camo all that, especially in the beginning of the game when you're using Blitz. So had to get some Heinkels out. Yeah, I should have got a better angle. Maybe I could have killed the armor base in 2 runs on top of killing the artillery base, but so I send out the grenadier to zone off to Chihal while I'm building the Stuka. I also send the KFC to try to do that too. I'm just trying to distract Chihal to let me build the Stuka. I'm not building it yet because I just need the money. But I kill this. Now I kill the anti-air base instead of the depot because he's gonna camo soon. And I'd rather the anti-air base be out of the way because if he gets like 2 artillery pieces out, he only needs 3 barrages to kill my barracks or my depot or my airfield, and that would be extremely painful to deal with. Like if you kill the depot, I'd just lose. Or if you kill an artillery piece before I bombed it. I get the armor race. Okay, so yeah, he fucked up. He wasn't microing, and his Shihal was shooting my KFC instead of the depot, which lets me just kill his Shihal. So now I don't lose the depot. Builds his own airfield, which is expected. I tried to bomb. I was hoping I could catch the 0, but he actually camos for some reason, which is stupid because you can just shoot down my Heinkels now, and one bomber is not going to kill it. In retrospect, I should have probably kept these guys together. So now I'm sending my KFC over to kill him. Yeah, so I blitz it towards his airfield now. Go deal with these guys. Okay, so you can tell how good a German player is by how they use the recon. Like, it's a super fast recon, and it's expensive, so you need to use it to do something if you're building the KFC. And a good German player will use it to harass enemy or exploit gaps in their line early. Like what I'm doing. I've done this a lot. Like, this also applies to Russia. Like, if the enemy doesn't have anti-tank, if they're doing like airfield barracks or something, like you can just push your armored recon into their base. Don't forget that. Also, I guess I didn't have a ruse, but I should have ran my Stuka away. I should have been trying to kite the zeros for as long as possible. I can't do it forever since the zeros are faster, but I should have done some kiting. I get over here, killing supply, makes a pillbox, which is stupid. He should have saved for it. I guess if he saved for an AT bunker, maybe I would have got to his HQ too fast and sniped the HQ bunker, but Actually, yeah, I probably would have. He would have been fucked. But the pillbox doesn't do anything since it's 250 range, so I can stay outside the range. Now here's the issue. It's using the machine gun on the Kono instead of the Zero, which is like really annoying. Now it has to do the cannon reload. Well, it doesn't kill the Zero, which is what I'm saying. Now make a measurement. And which is, this is really, I was hoping I could kill this other fighter, but this is a micro mistake. I should have kited until I got my second fighter up. I did kill whatever the fuck that was. Engineer truck. He just surrenders because Raleigh is fucking over my Air Force. He has no income since I'm just sniping it all. His Zeros are gonna die sooner or later. Well, they're gonna die next time they land because now I can use the machine gun on Zeros instead of trying to hope the auto cannon hits. Also, I'm camping his barracks for my other KFC. Finally, this AT base against infantry. I'm Germany, he's US. I decided to just go with the infantry start again. And I decided to do some. Now, generally on Blitz, you either do middle play with their production or right side play. Since right side play lets you strike at the enemy second depot, since they usually build their second depot here on your right side. Left side play is really rare. You don't see that often. It's usually center or right. I haven't played this map enough to comment particularly on each different play style, depending on where you put your production and all that. Yeah, so I placed my depot over here since Panzer Shooter's really been liking right side play or my left side, so I put my depot on my right instead of the left where he's playing off of. He does a 3 depot slot, which is really interesting. Then he builds his second barracks and he has the AT base, which is really woke. Yeah, I just do the double barracks. Since the AT base costs 40. Like my barracks are more expensive, so if he just goes, and my recon's a lot more expensive. So if he just goes per infantry, he has a very significant early game advantage because he has a lot more supply to use on infantry. While I have to spend my supply on just building the barracks and the recon. Yeah, the recon gets a machine gun, but it's ultimately not a whole lot of damage. Like Willie's in 3 infantry is better than the recon, than the KFC in a infantry fight. Then he builds a second barracks. Yeah, then the fucking anti-tank place plus M1 is 50 supply. Like, this is so much money. Just to try to zone off my KFC, which is really weird. So yeah, I play Blitz over on these guys to go build a depot or flank around. And they barely get through. So I still send this last guy forward to distract the enemy, since if they're shooting, they slow down. Yeah, they get slower, so that gives me really valuable time to get these guys across. Unfortunately, I still lose the last guy. Okay, yeah, he's getting caught out, but at least he's slowing these guys down, so these guys can get away. Okay, so this is really bad for him because I have the forest, which is a damage resistance, and I can just kill his income. But instead, he charges out and plays fanaticism, but I have the forest and more and surprise attack on top of the forest, and his infantry are coming out in a really staggered way, like not all at the same time. But I'm just killing them really easily. I should have microed this better so that these guys can or all in the forest, but I didn't, unfortunately. But I still have at least, I think I get 2 of them in the forest. Yeah, I have 2 in the forest, so that's damage resistance on each of those. And these guys are just running away. Okay, I need to explain some. Okay, also we did this, and I didn't realize. Okay, there's a lot of things I need to talk about right now. The first thing, in an infantry versus infantry fight, If there's infantry running towards you and exploiting a gap in your line, following them is kind of stupid. Because infantry go the same speed. You're never going to catch up to them unless you also blitz. Then they can just also blitz, in which case you still never catch up to them. So if they're running towards your depot or your HQ or something, you're not going to stop them. Because you can't catch up to them. Because, like, both infantry are the same speed. I mean, there's roads, but, like, yeah. If they're taking your road too, you're not going to catch up to them. So this is really stupid how you went in the forest, because here's what you do. You go to this intersection over here and cut off these infantry, because you're not going to catch up to them this way by going following their path. Instead, you have to cut them off. In an infantry versus infantry fight, you have to be very preemptive with how you deal with infantry infiltration. Or infantry running, since you can't catch up to them. So you have to preempt where the infantry are going, some way or another. Like these infantry right here. Like I can't, well, actually, I think I can still build infantry. And I've had blitz, I can blitz them out, but you can't follow infantry with your own infantry. And even Go players forget this. Like, there was another game against Super Crumpets where it's mostly infantry versus infantry. And he leaves the gap in his line, so I just blitz through and kill one of his depots. So yeah. Infantry is a very basic unit. And we both have almost the same infantry, like same damage, same supply, even though they're in different contexts because different nations perform differently. But there's still so much in the infantry versus infantry combat. Mainly, positioning is everything, and how much you build, and how much infantry you put where too. Like positioning is so important in infantry versus infantry fights. So yeah, I barely killed his depot. I was getting a bit worried that I wouldn't kill it, which would be really not good since then he'd be ahead of me since he has 3 depots. I only have 2. But I do manage to kill it finally. And I get out my own 3rd depot. So I didn't see this until really late, I'm embarrassed to admit. But I do see it before he casts the radio silence, which the radio silence is really woke, since I already saw it. But yeah, I just built a machine gun nest and he can't do anything. And these guys are going. Got way too long to react, and he didn't preempt with infantry from his middle barracks, so I'm gonna get there. Again, that's kills these 2 infantry, which was a bit expensive, but oh well. Okay, so micro mistake. I moved my KFC back over here. I should have camped his HQ since it was gonna take a little bit. It was M1 to get over here, and I could have killed supplies or engineer trucks coming out of his HQ. But instead, I move it back over here, which is stupid. But now he finally has these 5 Rangers are heading back to do something useful, since they're not going to catch up to this Storm Grenadiers. Now, this is super not smart, but he builds a barracks. Like, I built a machine gun nest and killed his infantry, so all he had to do was build a machine gun nest and kill those infantry. But instead he built a barracks. I don't know why. So I just captured a barracks since I'm like basically right next to it when it gets made. That's obviously game over, so yeah. And yeah, that was the last replay, right? Yep. Oh yeah, that's the end of this video.